Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's coding example, where I'm going to demonstrate how to send emails through your web application, and just talk a little bit more about redirecting to other pages. So let's go ahead and just get started. So here's the web page that I'm going to be sending the email through. So here you can see that. It's a contact us page. So whenever I'm going to make it so that whenever you click the send button, um, it sends an email. So let's get started. So first things first, we want to get a relay going on. So what I like to use is Mailjet. So what this is, so it's kind of hard to send emails through your Gmail account, for instance, because there's a lot of security around that. So what I did was I created a Relay account, that allows me to essentially give it the credentials of my Gmail account, and it sends it for me as my Gmail account. Or you can make it you can make this Relay be whatever account you want, really. And what it does is it gives you some information that you can put into your application that allows you to send your email. Now, Mailjet doesn't always work, I've noticed, but for demonstration purposes, I think it's good enough. So I already created an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in with my account. So here I am logged in, and this is free. You can send like 200 emails per day and like 6,000 emails per month or something like that. So what I did was I went over here, and you can see my username here and my password. This is information for later. I'll show you guys where to put this. Keep in mind port 587, and then the host URL, and again, port 587. So this is the information that we'll use to send our emails with. So what I did was I click add sender address here, and I just click both. I don't know, and then I just I add whatever I want. So like if I want to do marketing or whatever, like I already have this though. So I wonder if it'll let me do it. So I added my Gmail account. I thought I had already set this up. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my Gmail account and just verify this thing. I'm going to activate. So right now it says pending, and now that I activated it, it'll say active. So now I can go ahead and I can use this information right here, and it'll send it on behalf of my Gmail account is what this is going to do. All the emails that I send through my application are going to be sent on behalf of my Gmail account now that I added my Gmail account to this. So now we can go ahead and we can use, let's go into my application here. We'll go to the web config. So now what we need to do is we need to set up some web configurations. So right under configuration here, what we'll want to do is we'll want to do system.net. We'll want to add that, and then we'll want to add some mail settings. And again, this is like in the web config. And then we want to add SMTP, and then the from is going to be this. Now this will match exactly what I put in, you know, in my sender here, where our manage sender addresses. It will match this, so it'll match this email address that I just added. So let's go ahead and so now I need to do network. Now I just add the information. So host, I'm gonna add host in here. Port, I believe that this was 587. This is easy to remember. We want to enable SSL. Username, and then password. Save that, and now we are going to transfer everything from, let's go back to the home page. Go to set up my SMTP and just copy this stuff. Copy that, put that in the username, copy that, put that in the password, copy that, put that in the host. I'm using port 587, and because I'm using port 587, I'm going to enable SSL. So now we are all set up to send emails with our application. Now again, I'm putting this in web config because that way I just have to put this information once and not bother putting it in again. But you're also free to not do it like this and just copy and paste your creds and everything every time. But I would recommend doing it like this. So now let's go to our Contact Us page. So now whenever they click this button, the on click is this. So let's go to Contact Us. Okay, so send feedback code goes here. I already prepped this. So here you can see that we're taking a name, an email, a string. So let's actually rename this to email. Actually, let's see what this is first. This is the from. Okay, let's just do user email. The user's name. And then this is simple, the user's phone number and the comment that they put. So here what we will do is, so there's several ways to do this. So first I'm going to create a message, the mail message. You got to create the mail message in order to send the mail. You can't have an email without the message. So I'm going to go ahead and do using mail message. Alt enter. It's going to bring this up. And I think it's system.net. If it's not, we'll change it. So mail message, message equals new mail message. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to create our message. So we're going to do message dot. So who do we want to send this email to? So we actually want to send this email to ourselves. Reason being is because when a user submits the feedback, we want to receive that information. So I'm going to go ahead. So I'm going to send this to myself. So to.add. So let's add. So you can add multiple emails here of who you're going to send this to. And you can also add like, you know, BCC or CC as well. So just so you know. But I'm going to send it to and then add. Then I'm just going to add, you know, just one email address. And I already created a Yahoo email address. So let's do just for testing. So I'm going to send it to myself on Yahoo. Message.from. We're going to do this message is going to be from so For this, we need to add a mail address. And we're going to do, let's say that this is from us. So we can do message from address. So what address is that from. So in the web config here, it's this. Now the reason we don't have to enter that in is because it knows to grab, if there's information here in the web config, it knows to grab it from there. So, which is nice. Like I don't have to do any, I don't have to add any credentials or anything ever again. So from that address, which is going to add my rgpissa@gmail.com. And then comma, and then let's do, the from is going to be order through me is my application name. Let's do the subject now. So this is like a normal email, you know. Subject equals order through me feedback. Let's make this a little bigger so that you guys can see a little better. Order through me feedback. Do message.reply to list. So this is going to be when I hit reply in my Yahoo account. Instead of replying to this address, to my Gmail address, I'm going to be replying to, I want to reply to the user who sent me this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do user email.trim. So this, when I hit reply or reply all, when I get this email, it's gonna reply to the user. And now let's do the body. So body equals, let's do, yeah. So now let's create the body of this email real quick. Let's do something simple. I'm just going to do some inline HTML on here. So the user email, user, the username, okay. And now since we have HTML in here, we want to tell this that this message is body HTML equals true. Otherwise, it'll print these p tags as well, and it's not going to actually make it HTML. So now that we've constructed our message, all that's left to do is just send the email. So let's go ahead. So in order to send the email, you need to create a SMTP client. So we'll go ahead and we'll start doing that right now. So using SMTP client, we'll just name this client equals new SMTP client. Now, if I didn't have those web configurations up, I would have to put the host and the port here. So the host would be, whatever I put in the webconfig-host.com, and then the port would have to be 587. And then I would have to set up the client's credentials using something like client credentials. Whoop. And it just gets very complicated. It's just easier to do it through webconfig. Anyway, so now that we have created our client here, we are going to want to create a try block. Now the reason is emails sometimes will fail. So you want to capture that. Make sure that you do. That way you can log it. So do we have private private. Here, copy this guy. And then here we want to do client.send and then our message. The message that we constructed over here. So that's really it. That's all that it takes for sending the email. So let's go ahead and try this out. And by the way, for the credentials, I think it's client.credentials. New. Yeah, network credentials. And then you would put in your username here, password here, and then you would do something like client.enable SSL equals true. And then I think that's all you would need to do. But I avoid all this by just putting it in the web config. So anyway, let's go ahead and test this out. Let me let me first log into my Yahoo account. All right. So here you can see that there's nothing in my inbox. So let's go ahead, play. Okay, so we're in the contact us page. I'm just going to put John Smith. John Smith's email is johnsmith@gmail.com. John Smith's phone number is 847-555-1234. Great website. That's going to be the comment. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click send. And then hope that this worked on the first try. Didn't get any errors. Oh, cool. Okay. So I got the email. So here you can see user email, John Smith. The name is John Smith, their phone number, and then their comment. Yeah, and so here you can see that it sent it to my Yahoo email, which I told it to send it to right here. It sent it through my Gmail account because that's what I hooked up. Otherwise, if you wanted to not send it through Mailjet, like as your relay, you would have to lower your Gmail security, and I didn't want to do that for my own Gmail account, so I just use Mailjet, and Mailjet is fine to use. There's also many alternatives that you can also use. And then the from, the from is from my web config email right here. And then the display name is order through me, and that's what you see right here, order through me, and the from. And then typically if you hit reply, right? If you hit reply, it's going to reply to this guy, to this rgpiss@gmail.com. But since I did here a reply to list to be the user's email address, to be this guy right here, so watch what happens when I click reply. It's replying to the user and not to me. So that's an example of that. So yes, I think that's it for I think that's it for that. Let me show you guys MailJet, what that looks like. Now that we sent that email, it should be logged here. So previously I had 14 emails sent this period, this month, and now I have 15. And it tells you right here that this was delivered to rgpiss@yahoo.com. This is the subject, and it was sent on this date. And then I think you can click it to see some more information. Now you can track if they opened it or if they clicked something on there. So there's lots of things that you can do on here. So yeah, so now let's go over some response redirections. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to stop this. I'm going to go over to my Contact Us page and just throw a button so that you guys can see kind of what I'm going to do here. Button. I'm going to give it an on-click event. Button 1. And so let's redirect. Whenever you click this button, let's make it so that it redirects to the login page. Response.redirect login.aspx. And let's add a console.writeLine. Hello world. So here you can see that when we click this button, what it looks like it's going to do is it looks like it's going to hit this redirect and then it's going to execute this code. So let's see what actually happens. So here's our button. When we hit it, it's going to redirect us to the login page, right? So it did. So let's see what happened. But let's add a breakpoint there as well. So let's hit the button. You can see that it executed, that it's executing this redirect. So let's press F10 to step over. But it didn't go into the console.writeLine. The reason is because it ends the response as soon as it hits this. So other code that is in front of it, that comes after it, is not executed. So just make sure that you know that. If you add code after the redirect, it will not execute. There's one way to make it execute. And the way to do that is to go over here and end response. So here you can see the parameters, right? The string of URL, and then the boolean of end response. So end response here's a little like tooltip hint, indicates whether the execution of the current page should terminate. So by default this is true. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put false. So now what's going to happen is when I click that button, it's going to execute the console.log or writeLine. F10, and here we go. We're on the next line. And only after it's done executing everything, then it's going to redirect. Boom, boom, boom. And then, boom, there's a redirect. But you can see that it did execute that console.writeLine. So anyway, I hope that this was a good coding example. I hope I was clear about how to use webconfig and how to send emails. And just let me know if you have any questions. If you like this video, hit the like button and feel free to subscribe so that you can be alerted whenever new content comes out. All right, thanks. Have a good day. Bye.